Transfer Deadline Day. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with episode number 4 of the Dortmund career mode, and as I put on that weird accent for no apparent reason whatsoever, it is, as you can see, the transfer deadline day. Now, we did only receive one offer for any of our players, and it was this £30 million bid from Spurs for Subotic. Now, obviously I have said previously that they want to get rid of him, but with it being on transfer deadline day, I wasn't too sure whether I'd be able to pick up a replacement with enough time spare. So counter offer for 28 million. They didn't go for it. I wasn't really that bothered, and no one really bid for anyone in the transfer window. As you saw, it was only £31 million spent on the final day. So it was a really quiet window, to be completely honest. There were a couple of moves. Benzema went to City for 20 million. Tevez went from City to Real Madrid for 20 million. So kind of a swap deal there. But we come into this first game, or second game actually, of the Bundesliga season, because we did have the live com last time, but the first game of this episode played a weaker side, because obviously we've got Chelsea in the Champions League coming up just 2 or 3 days later. So really was a weak side against FC Nuremberg. I mistakenly thought it was FC Cologne in the previous episode, but it is in fact Nuremberg. I think Cologne were actually relegated last year, which is when Podolski left them. But we had a couple of good chances. They had a real opportunity there to slot it underneath the keeper into the back of the net, but unfortunately for them, he did put it wide. But then Leitner here, he's going to lose the ball, and Niang's going to pick it up and have his second effort after the deflected shot, going to do the fake shot, get inside, try and find that far top corner again, but this time it just goes wide of the far post. So we're going at half time 0-0. We've been really dominant in the opening half, which was pleasing. Obviously we hadn't scored yet, but you'll be able to see from the stats that are going to pop on screen, we had a lot of the ball, a lot of chances, not as accurate with my shots as I may have liked, but of course with it being a reserve squad, or a squad with some rotation players in it, I wasn't expecting pinpoint accuracy every single time. But Blazikowski here is going to work his magic down the right hand side. Rodrigo's going to win the header. Somehow that stays out. It hits the bar twice, and then their defender heads it clear, and somehow the second defender is able to stop it from going out for a corner. But I made a change, brought on Marco Reus on the left wing position for Niang, but it kind of disrupted things. They had a corner immediately after that, and I tried to clear the ball with Hummels. Rather than head it clear, he kind of chested it towards goal. Absolutely no idea what he thought he was doing there, and the second defender couldn't get there on the cover, and their lad is actually able to race in and smash it into the back of the net for a smash and grab win in the 72nd minute. So really disappointed to have got no points from our opening 2 games in the Bundesliga. We really are going to have to pick up the pace when it comes to the domestic form. As you can see, we had only the one more shot in the second half, and they had more of the game in that second period. But we didn't have time to dwell and lick our wounds, but we had to race into the Champions League, and we're playing a full strength starting 11 against Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. No Torres in the starting lineup. They've gone with Demba Ba up top, playing a 4-2-3-1. Obviously Hazard and Mata are involved, and Lewandowski draws a great save out of Petr Cech early on in the first half, just the first few minutes into the game. And then Schmelz's going to whip the ball in. I think it's Hummels. It's in fact Lewandowski again with his second effort in as many minutes. The header is again well saved by Petr Cech, and he was kind of thwarting me all through this first half. Lewandowski there probably should have maybe tried to square the ball or take it further inside before having the shot. But Petr Cech again with a good shot, and unfortunately this time the header from the corner wasn't as effective as it had been in the first instance. But as you can see again at half time, a lot of possession, a lot of chances, but not really the accuracy that we need. But coming in on the hour mark, Reus is going to get the turn. Decent shot off the post, and fantastic control there from Lewandowski to take it in his stride first time, lift it up for the volley, first time into the back of the net. As you can see on the replay, tight angle, great effort to put us 1-0 up just before the hour mark. And then Eden Hazard's going to get a little bit of luck there, racing through the defenders, and I just couldn't cope with his dribbling skills there. Again, a little bit of luck to bounce off the defender, and to be fair to him, gorgeous finish around the keeper into the far post, into the side netting of the far post, and that's a great goal to bring it back to 1-1. And we were going to try and push on, trying to find a winner of our own. Rodrigo here, who I brought on for Blazikowski, so he was a little bit tired because he had actually played the game against Nuremberg, and Rodrigo then draws a save out of Petr Cech. So Cech was really on form today, but we were only able to take a point. But that is our first positive result of the season. So we got a point in the Champions League. Unfortunately no points so far in the Bundesliga, but we will try and put that right in the next episode. So that is going to wrap this one to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please do feel free to leave the video a like if you could be so kind. This series has been extremely well received so far, and I cannot thank you for that. or cannot thank you enough for that, should I say. So links on screen in the big window to the previous episode in this series, which is the live com of the opening day against Werder Bremen, and then in the little window a link to a random video from earlier on in the week on this channel. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.